Right, that's where you belong.
Welcome back to Meet the Artist. I am Frenchie and I am here with Dexter, well known of course as involved in the arts, a man that would give his life for the culture.
I want to start off and I wrote about that, congratulating Broadway Panangers. They play Spoken Panorama, which is a major accomplishment for a small band without a sponsor. Denver Men's and the guys in Broadway. I know they've been working over the years tirelessly to make a difference, getting the young kids, teaching fan and new ones, so on. And I must congratulate them for an excellent job this year. There are some good signs. And in speaking to the band people, you kind of feel encouraged that they are moving away from making their own songs. And even those bands that made the songs, they made them all enough that there was some airplay. Probably not sufficient airplay, but there was some airplay for the songs. But a lot of the bands have played songs that we are familiar with, playing some old with our own respect and so on. And that is very encouraging because I think one of the things that we have taught Panorama over the years is the failure of people to know what is happening. So you get to Panorama and you hear a song for the first time and you have to try to interpret it on band as opposed to hearing a song that you're familiar with and having to decide how good is the arrangement or how good is the interpretation on band. So that sign is very encouraging. As it relates to the other aspect of it and the show attached to it and so on, from the numbers I'm hearing, I do think it was a successful venture and what's yet why it's still happening. So I think I'm not even going to get into this back of the press and so on. I think the investment in the human resource in fan is continue. And a lot of young players in fan movement, a lot of the schools I know of, I think that is to continue. And the other components of fan are probably to look at fan, and mass to look at what fan is doing. And yet kind of make it more user friendly. I saw some fan on the streets and one year Tuesday. I was shocked to see Corinthians in St. David's. They were on the streets. Yeah, exactly. And to be on the street, I think that is very encouraging. That is a very encouraging sign. So hopefully, outside of the who should have what fit, hopefully fan itself will be kind of seeing a rejuvenation of fan and fan movement and so on. But also encouraging fan people to get people outside of the bands to help with the administrative duties. It's difficult, for example, to have David Edwards as a lead person of fan in the ministry. He still has his band to look after, and then he still has to be an administrator in the Still Band Association. So get other persons without those kinds of responsibilities to assist in the administrative duties.
Okay, so let's walk into what you call the match now.
Well, I was not there. I got to see the show online and spoke to about 4 Calypsonians who said without hesitation it was those. The quality of songs was not there and the attendance and you had the match combination at 120 and 130. I'm trying to figure out though that in a year or in an environment when there's so much happening politically, why the songs were so soft. We did not have the biting political commentary that we got used to. And then apart from that, I followed the calypso competitions from Trinidad in February right down to Barbados, the weekend before Trinidad's Carnival. And there is a rejuvenation, there is a revival of calypso in the region. St. Vincent, for example, is reporting that the calypso Monarch finals was as big as Super Monarch finals. The venue at Barbados, they had to use an indoor venue because of the venue stop. And the venue sold us 2 hours before we started the show. And Tiga was excellent this year. Dominica is in a class by itself as a very calypso. In fact, calypso still wins the match in Dominica. Now, with that happening around the region, how political we got to the level that we got in Trinidad. And I think that is worrisome. The lack of a season, as you alluded to earlier on, no tent structure and so on. And I don't think it was because of lack of effort on behalf of the artists. I know guys had some money, they were trying to get to the studio early and so on, guys recording songs. There was some play I heard that some of the songs already. But I think that we really need to go back to the ground as it relates to calypso. The 2 associations, the administrators within that really need to get together. In the interest of calypso, forget the personalities, forget the egos and where the fracture came in, floating on one and so on. They really need to see the interest of the art and let us start planning events for calypso, opportunities for calypso to sing, to cooperate and so on. engage the business community and so on. I am hoping that we hit the caliber that we cannot get worse than this and we can only rise right there.
Yeah, because another key element that we noticed that starting on time.
Oh, again, administrative failure. Even the semi-final, which has over the years been guaranteed to start at 5, even that started late. I know that is again one of the issues I've had working with the folks in Carnival. There are rules, and if we advertise to start at 8, we will start at 8, and we cannot keep bending the rules and making concessions and so on. If you're an artist competing and you lose all into the tour final, it's your responsibility to be there if you're not attending one. Yeah, so I think, and just more importantly, respect for your audience. You know, you have people who are coming out, they simply one time of the year, you come out and you can have them sitting an hour or 2 hours waiting for a show to begin. That's disrespectful. So I think administratively, those things need to be checked out.
Yeah, so, because this year we heard that, but can it be said that some artists are really responsible for their failure because they are accommodating the artists, and in turn they looking terrible.
But you cannot accommodate the artists. If you are in competition and the show is scheduled to start at 8 o'clock, I expect that you will be in your own interest to the venue no later than an hour before the show. Just for your frame of mind to get it to be relaxed so that all your props are backstage, the people who are working into everything is in place. You do not want to get the half hour before you want to sit and scrambling and so on. And for the organizers of the event, you cannot embarrass and keep your audience waiting to accommodate somebody that you paid to participate in the show. So, but I think all those things are easily resolved. Again, once you have the correct person in place, you have a board that is made up of persons who are not necessarily involved in entertainment and in culture and in carnival throughout the year, and then you give them this huge responsibility of what they are going to do.
So right. So now let us look at this as we finish up. I want you to give me a way forward. We've seen the outcome of the entire carnival season. There are so many things that we can look at. Give me a summary. What's the way forward?
The way forward, I believe, starts at the top. I think we need to establish a Ministry of Culture that is not attached to any other ministry. Nobody has been attached to education, Ministry of Sports and Culture. First and foremost, a Ministry of Culture dedicated to culture. If we acknowledge and accept the significance of culture to Grenada, which in relation to tourism, in relation to carnival, in relation to getting people into Grenada, then we need to make that kind of commitment to culture. That's one. Then we need to. The other step has to be deciding what we need to do with the Grenada Cultural Foundation and the Division of Culture. I think they are kind of duplicating roles. So if we are going to have a cultural foundation, we need to close up the Division of Culture and get the technical people. And I'm saying this based on a model that is working very well in Barbados. Get the technical people into the cultural foundation and allow them to go to the schools and into the communities to help with cultural development. You cannot teach culture, but you can assist in the development of aspects of Grenada's culture, help in the revival of a lot of the traditional aspects. Once that is done, then you can continue with a corporation or whatever amalgamation of letters you want to use that is responsible for putting on carnival as an event. Once the ministry and the foundation is operating as they're supposed to, then there's a channel of talent and persons, who will lend the talents to a proper carnival product, to a proper carnival event. But like I said at the top, we must start Ministry of Culture, period. Get a Minister of Culture who is versed in the development, who is dedicated to the development of culture, make sure that we have the policies in place, make sure that we have things that will take care of culture, set some policies so that we know what we would like to be 5 years from now. Every year we look back and determine whether or not we are making strides, and then not lose sight of the contribution of the communities. And I must mention too here, Mount Morris, which has done a breakfast now for a couple of years, and it's very successful at it. Why are the persons, Mr. Harris and those people, not involved in something national? If they can successfully do it, why are we not using them? Chantimel, 11 years of Shantifest. Very, very successful organization. No funding from government, private sector initiative, fundraising and so on. Those persons must have a contribution to make. The activities in Grenville, in St. Patrick, in St. David's and so on. You have persons meeting those communities who can make things happen, and we need to start to engage them on a national level. We cannot have a carnival operation who's made up of only buses from within the environs of St. Louis and then try to sell a national festival. We need input. We need input from Carrico. Carrico has a lot to offer culturally. We know that Shakespeare masquerade from dancing, building and festivities exactly. Why is Carrico not involved? So we need that structure, and we need the interconnectivity where everybody's speaking to everybody's working together, and have this revival of culture from the administrative level. It exists among people. I mean, you go places and people still want to call along and they want to listen to Grenadian music, and they like to go talk to people. It's one of the traits of a good Grenadian. But how do we administratively put it together so that we have something to sell? This is who we are as Grenadians. This is what the world can look at. This is what we expect when you come to Grenada. Let us put it together as a nice package, and let us have all the channels working together to make it coexist.
One thing we didn't touch on, and I want to talk quickly on subvention, the way forward. That has caused a problem, they say. There's some of the help from artists and musicians.
The subvention has unfortunately been transformed into a handout. So if I don't get this check, I can't do this, or if I don't get this, I can't do that. I mentioned the word a couple of times when you interview investment. We need to invest. So if we want better fancy mass bands, there are things that we can do. Can we give a break to the bands to bring in some of the raw material, but encourage the building of the customs here in Grenada? That is a value. That is a monetary value. They are getting concessions. But can we invest? Can we invest in mass camps, assist with that kind of musical infrastructure? Can we invest, like I said, in music and musical instruments? So instead of waiting until June or July to hand out a check, government can find a way. And the value would much more than I think the subventions right now total probably over 400,000. The value would much more than that, and you will have a better product at the end of the day. As it stands right now, only those who are participating will collect a check to participate. It's almost a pay for play, as opposed to a proper investment in the overall development of the product. So even those persons who are not directly involved will be able to benefit, and I think that is where we need to go. The idea of the subvention will let us invest properly, and it's easy to speak to the band leaders, speak to the custodians, speak to the partner. What will make things better for you? And let us again, the Ministry of Culture, with a dedicated, voted Minister of Culture, to look after the interests of all persons involved in culture and cultural development.
Good. So you see the way forward is dialogue?
Well, a lot of dialogue, but a lot of action also. We usually get to a point where there's a breakdown, and we need to talk and we need to have conversations, and we get excited and nothing happens. But it must be dialogue followed by action, followed by affirmative action, not just exactly. Very, very formal what we're going. We talk to the government policy, we must be able to go and enforce it.
Hi Dexter, thanks for
no problem.
Alright,
thank you very much.
You just had it there, Dexter Mitchell, live on Meet the Artist. I am Frenchy. Remember, this is Meet the Artist, your program, your artist, and this is how we do it. On the camera, you have Romeo doing his thing, also editing the program for you. So don't think it's Frenchy alone doing all the work. Big up to Romeo. Big up to Meet the Artist. Thank you for viewing.
Big up, Meet the Artist, you don't know.
When you come Grenada for the summertime, Meet the Artist. MTA, so we say.
Big up, Meet the Artist, you don't know. Young song in the building. Enough love.
Well, let me say Meet the Artist. Meet Mr. Pin, right?
Meet the Artist, man. The body show out.
You don't know Grenada at the biggest show. Meet the Artist.